Hey guys, Flex Wendel here with Shamrock Fitness at the 2025 Arnold Classic, and I'm here with Operation Dad. So, tell me a little bit about Operation Dad.
Well, it inspired us whenever we did Dads Do 75 Hard, the podcast. That was that 75 Hard that Andy Fasell always talked about. And one of the greatest things that led to the following is that once that was completed, we're like, what's next? Like, we got a following. Well, then it became Operation Dad. The two other dads, it was our kids, our family, all three married. And, through all that, there's a lot of stories telling to be had, because I'm prior military, the other guy's prior military, the other guy who interned with Max Effort here in Columbus. Like, there's just all these stories that can be told. Well, as we've grown as a family together, we've been able to grow our families with their families. And I think that's the most important part, is having like a good community. A good faith-based community, because like we're true believers in Jesus Christ. Like, that's one of the biggest things. That firm foundation of the Lord, I think, has really catapulted just this doing. This isn't us, that's Him. But through the Operation Dad podcast, every week we have these episodes, and we try to talk about just things that are going on that week, because each week brings something different. And I think that's super important for listeners to hear. And I think it's super important for those that can resonate with my story, with Vince's story, with Colton's story, because what I go through isn't that person. It might be Colton's story. So it's just huge how everything can come full circle, and how we can resonate with one another, and how I think it's super important for like you with your dad. Like, one day those fists are going to be your fists, and it's going to be your kids' fists. And like, so what are you going to bring to the table for that generational curse to be cut to a whole new foundation of just health and wellness?
Yeah. And what inspired you to start Operation Dad? Truly, what inspired you?
Honestly, it was the death of my mom, and a marriage that about ended, and having 3 kids on a part of another statistic, a statistic that I wanted no part of, because I come from being a divorced kid. I lived out of a suitcase for a decade. I never know if I was coming or if I was going, and that led me down a path of being unsure. And I think, though, with that, I can tell a story. I can talk to somebody who maybe came from a divorced family, or talk to somebody who has a little bit of a broken home at a young age. So I think it was super important for me to get that message out, and this podcast has helped that.
Well, thank you for that.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Once again, I'm Flex Wendel with Shamrock Fitness, signing out.